Hi, today we're going to understand how we can convert a Notion form into PDFs. So as you can see in the background, I have got a customer registration form which I have created in Notion, which has all the details for a customer registration from start till the end. So once the user fills in all the important information in this form and they click on submit, the responses get captured onto the responses view which I'm showing over here inside this database. So we have three different responses that I've already created beforehand, and I want to convert these responses from the form into PDF files. So how exactly will this work? For this, we will use an automation setup with the help of PDF output. PDF output is a tool that will help you create PDF files, but it will require a Google document as a source of template file along with the database which we have got over here. So let us understand how this will work. Let me quickly click on get started and simply select your account from this list. So let me select one of the accounts from this list, and we need to quickly sign in over here to understand the rest of the steps. So I'm already signed in, and as you can see, it asks for two things, that is the database and the document which we're going to use. Okay. So first step is I need to add the database which I already have on my Notion account. So I will click on Notion database. I will click on add Notion database, and this will allow me to add the database which I have on the Notion workspace. So currently this is the database which I'm looking to add. So what I'll do is I will copy the entire database title from here. So I will select everything. I will copy it from here. I will go back. I will click on next. As you can see, it is showing next over here. Click on this. It will give you two options. Either you can use a template that I've already added beforehand. So if you click on this and proceed further, it will automatically create a demo database on your Notion account, which you can use for testing purpose. But in this case, since we already have a database in a workspace which I want to use, so I will click on select pages from this list, and I will click on select pages once again. And here you are provided the option to add the database. So inside the search pages, simply paste the title which you have already copied, and it will showcase the entire form over here in the drop down. Click on this and it will say that it has already been added. So this adds the form onto the corresponding selections over here, and if you click on this private drop down, you will be able to see the form that have been added. You can even add anything in the shared space as well, but make sure whenever you're adding a database, always copy the database title and put it inside the search pages and add it. Do not add the database by selecting the pages from this list, because it will slow down the process and you may not see all the databases coming up. So always make sure you're adding the database by when you are inside the search pages selection. Click on allow access, and this will give access to the form which we have over here. An important thing before we proceed is if you are using any relational property inside this form. So let's say this database is connected to other databases through the help of relation, then make sure while you're adding the database in the add Notion database section, you're always adding all the databases that is being used. So you add the main database through the search pages, and you also connect the other databases which are under the relation property inside this add database section. That is very important. Otherwise, the relational properties and the roller properties will not appear, and you will not be able to see that coming up in at the mapping section below. So currently, let's select that particular form. If it is not visible over here, simply refresh it once, and you will be able to see that form come up over here. So let us wait for a few seconds as it is loading the database once again for us, and we will be able to see the database pop up. So you can see the customer registration form visible over here. Click on this, and if you scroll down, you will be able to see all the properties of the form which we just added. So you can see all the properties that we had in the database over here has been created over here, and it is visible one below the other. So after this, what we need to do is we need to add the document. Okay, so I don't have any document prepared beforehand. I'm going to create a new document right away. So click on add Google document, and you are given two options. Either you can select an existing document. So if you click on this, and if you have any existing document beforehand, you can choose the document from that list. So let's say if I click on this, it will show me a screen where I can select my existing document. Okay, you can go to the documents view, you can simply type the document name, and you can select the document out of the list. But I'm going to add a new document. So click on add Google document and click on add demo document. If you do that, it will create a new demo document for your use case right away. Okay, so you can see it instantly creates this document for me. And let me rename this document to something like customer registration template. Okay, So this is the template document which we're going to use, and let me remove this portion which is the welcome message for us. We can remove that, and let me remove these placeholders as well. So currently what you see inside this document is you have all the fields automatically added. So if you scroll down, you will be able to see the address field which has already been created inside double curly brackets. You will be able to see the email field which is also there. You will be able to see feedback field which is also there. So all the fields that you see inside double curly brackets are the ones which will be replaced from the Notion database that we have over here. So the response value will get replaced onto the response section. Similarly, the respondent will get replaced on the respondent section, and so on. If you still want to add more fields, you can simply click on copy. It will copy that specific field and you can add it wherever you want to add it. So let's say I want to put the address below this field. So I'll just use Control V or Command V, and it will copy the address property onto the document. You can simply click to copy anything and just map it anywhere on the document. It will automatically get added. Okay. But in our case, since we already have it, we are not going to use it. So I will just remove this. So make sure you are using Control V or Command V on your keyboard to simply copy paste the properties onto the document wherever you need the mapping. Okay. So for us, the mapping is already done. Now we are just one step away from generating the PDF. That is, we can define how we want to name the PDF files. Okay. So in this case, I want to generate the PDF files by the response that we have over here. Okay. So I will just click on the drop down and I will select a response from this list. So this means all the PDF files will be generated from the response view, the response column that we have over here. Okay. Now in the database as well, if I scroll to the right side, you will be able to see it has already added these two additional columns, generate PDF and PDF files. So under the generate PDF, if anything is set to ready to generate, it will create the PDF files for those specific records inside the PDF files section. So currently all the three records are marked as ready to generate. That means it will create the three PDF files right over here. Okay. So that is being set. Now let's click on download PDF, and it will create the PDF files right inside the database for us inside this PDF file section. Okay. So you can see the first response is already out, and this status is marked as completed, and the PDF is also being captured over here. You can see the response C got captured over here. Similarly, all the other files will also be created. So let's wait for a few seconds, and you can see the next response is also captured, and it will automatically create the PDF file right over here. So you can see it created two PDF files for us right inside this database itself, and we are waiting for the last one. So the last record is also completed and the PDF file will be created over here. So let us start to see the PDF files. So this is response A, which it has captured. And if you see, all the fields that we had mapped earlier have been properly mapped and replaced. Okay. So it just took the values from the database over here and it mapped all the responses onto the PDF file. Similarly, if you check response B, that is also correctly created as per the mappings that we did. So this instantly creates all the PDFs for you inside the database. But the best part is, once all the automation is triggered and set up correctly, you can click on setup Notion automation. Once you click on setup Notion automation, it will automatically create this automation setup for you inside the database. So the next time you only need to add the records over here as it is added, and you only need to put this record as ready to generate. It will automatically create the PDF file for you over here. You do not need to go back to PDF output again, repeat this process. Once the mapping is done, the PDF files are created. Just simply click on setup Notion automation and just add the records as you need to add and map it as ready to generate over here. It will automatically create the PDF files right inside the database within some seconds. This is how the automation functions. So everything now happens inside the database. So whenever a user submits a form response and it gets created over here, simply click on ready to generate and it will create the PDF files right over here inside the database. If you are on a paid plan, you can even set up an automation so that every new record which is added, it will automatically be marked as ready to generate and the PDF files will be created over here. So I hope this entire demonstration was helpful to you. If you have any questions for this, please use this chat bubble at the bottom. I will be able to assist you with any queries which you might be having, or else you can simply sign out and you can use the contact section which we have at the bottom, and you can send me any message or queries with the issues and I'll be able to assist you on this. I will also be adding a template for this, so you can see a template section at the top and you can simply directly create a copy of this form and you can start using it. So as you can see, this got completed and the document has been created as we were doing the demo, and it happened real time. Okay, so you just need to map it correctly as I just showed you.